Hey there, my name is Caleb with Landers Buys Cars, and here in front of me we have a one-of-a-kind 2020 C8 Corvette Stingray that we just purchased. This particular 2020 C8 Corvette is in the Sebring orange color, and on the inside it's natural dipped with the full 3LT leather package. Up front you're going to have that all-new sculpted C8 design because this is a mid-engine. There is no engine in the front, as previously mentioned on all the other Corvette trims. You have LED headlights with LED accented headlights, and just a really clean looking front end. We also have cameras up here, thanks to the 3LT and the Z51 Performance front lip, with Corvette right there in the front. Going along the side, one thing that's really unique about these C8 Corvettes is that the driver mirror is actually shorter on the stand than the passenger mirror. Just because of the shape of the vehicle, they had to do that so you could see out of it just right. And then over here we are riding on some custom Belgian wheels with, they're all 20-inch all the way around on Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires. And then we have that side blade body color Sebring orange mirrors with the transparent roof. And then back here is where all the magic happens, the 6.2 liter V8. And then back here we have some custom taillight tinting that really makes the orange pop on the back of this model. And then we do have rear parking sensors as well with the GM Performance Muffler exhaust. And this one has a little bit more done to it as well. And then up top we do have the rear view mirror camera, really helpful. And then the Z51 spoiler. This is just the lip spoiler. The high wing is also an option. And here's the key for the C8 Corvette. If you want to get into the back, you just double tap this button right here, and it opens up the rear. And when you open this up, it is one compartment for the engine as well as the rear cargo compartment. One thing that's really interesting as well is they've done a really good job at dampening the heat, so your cargo should be fine, but that is just one thing to note since this engine is in the back right here. And this is a really light material as well for the hatch. And then no need to slam it down. Once you get it down to just the right point, it does have a soft close function. So you just set it down, and right here, it will soft close. And then here's one more look at this incredible, almost supercar-like Corvette. Nothing for any cheaper will be able to touch this vehicle, and it's a really incredible sports car. And you could argue that it's almost even a supercar. And then up here at the front, you can double tap and hold, and it will open up this front compartment or frunk. So open this up, and we have some more storage up here, as well as a power outlet right there with the washer fluid and some storage bags. And so you just set that down and push and latch it right there in the middle. And finally, to get into the Corvette, you can see there's no exposed door handles. This is the key, so you just have to have the key fob on you, and it will unlock if you grab behind the membrane back here, or you can just unlock it as well. And the power mirrors will fold out, and you just grab underneath right here, hold, and it will open up. And this is the 3LT full leather interior. This is the natural dipped color with Alcantara. This interior is leaps and bounds above the C7 Corvette. On the door card here, we're going to have a Bose Performance Series audio system with automatic up-down windows, power folding mirrors, and power mirrors, of course, with two-person driver memory and easy entry and exit. We've got Stingray right here on the kick plate. Full power driver's seat, and this is the GT2 seat with the carbon fiber back right here and the orange accented seat belts. Over here we have controls for the heads-up display, as well as the power tilt and telescoping steering wheel and the emergency door release if the power happens to go out. So stepping into this vehicle, it's almost like a little cabin down in here. You just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start, and you'll hear this incredible engine roar to life. Once inside the C8, you're just going to feel like you are just sunken down into a incredible little cockpit. Right here you have the digital gauge cluster, which we'll get to in a minute. But over here we of course do have power automatic lights with the turn signal on this side and variable intermittent automatic wipers right here. And then, like I said, we do have the heads-up display right there with the power parking brake underneath with panel dim. And so if you look up here, we do have the heads-up display. It does show up better in person than on camera, but you can configure what it says by going up and down just like this. Here's the information. And like I said, the flashing is not normally there. That is just a trick of the camera. And then on the steering wheel, it's almost like a square design. We have a flat top and a flat bottom with that natural dip stitching with the marker up top for when the steering wheel is straight. Over here we have cruise control and favorite buttons with our configurable Z mode. And then over here, heated steering wheel, voice commands, the Bluetooth phone, controls for the center instrument display, as well as volume right here. You can configure the way the gauges look by twisting the mode button right here. You just twist, and when you twist, it'll go in between sport. Now we're in track mode, and it shows a different display. Going back to the left shows that we will go back into sport mode. Once again, takes us to tour mode. And then we can go over to my mode. And you can hear almost that the exhaust gets a little bit quieter. And then when you go into sport, it's just got that little bit more of a growl. And you can go up and down with these buttons right here to configure what is on the right side of the screen. So we've got our trip computers, 1 and 2, along with fuel economy, trip timer, current drive cycle, and then we can go to the right, and the right will show our performance timer, so our 0 to 60, our lap timer, G-force meter, and then back to the 0 to 60. Then we've got audio, maintenance, options, as well as we can simplify the display by clicking right here, and that turns off the left side. And then going back over here to our main screen. Down here we also have our eco and then tire status with our coolant temp at the bottom with our miles till empty. And then up here it will show your speed limit sign as well, which is a very cool touch. Coming to the middle, this is Chevrolet's latest infotainment display. It is completely all touch screen. So this is the home screen right here that we're on. If we press the home screen once more, it shows all of our apps. And we have shortcut buttons at the bottom for audio, phone, navigation, and climate. And so going to audio shows that we are on satellite radio, but if you click on more, we have AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, as well as Bluetooth streaming audio and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then we've also got our phone for Bluetooth calling, our embedded navigation with our maps, and then we also have our climate setting. If we turn climate on, we've got dual zone automatic climate control with heated and cooled seats for the driver and passenger and heated steering wheel. And then going back home shows that we do have a few more goodies in here, like the Wi-Fi hotspot. We can configure users, go into settings, the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that I mentioned, with a few more apps, OnStar, the performance data recorder. This shows all of our cameras, as well as My Chevrolet and Marketplace for more apps. Going to the cameras shows all kinds of different camera displays. So we've got our front camera here. You can also go ahead and look at our rear camera expanded, the front camera to see what is right underneath your front tires, and then the multiple display as well. So going back home, and then further below that, we've got the gear selector for that 8-speed. And so you put your foot on the brake and you flick it up for reverse, and you have your camera with dynamic guidance lines as you turn the wheel. Push in right here for neutral, and then you flick up for drive. The front camera will automatically open up whenever you go into drive, and it automatically defaults to automatic. And if you want to put it in manual mode for these paddle shifters, you just press M and you're able to use these paddle shifters behind the wheel. Press again for park. We've got traction control off, and then the front camera activation button right there. And then right here we've got 2 cup holders, as well as a little bit more storage right here with the SD card, USB, USB-C, and auxiliary. And then I saved the best for last, which is all the buttons on the control panel is on this raised portion to separate the driver and front passenger. This power button is in the middle for the climate controls, and this will pretty much act as all the climate controls. So as we go up, we have a rocker for the fan speed, and then we have our feet controls and head and defrost, which is where all of the different air will come out of. We can also go into auto, as well as sync. This is the cooled seat, this is the heated seat, and then this is where you adjust the temperature. And so you go up and down, and it will sync with the bottom as well. And so you can also independently control that passenger right there. And then furthermore, you can turn on the AC, recirculate, max front defrost, rear defrost, and then the seat climate controls for the passenger seat. And then over here, we've got a few more vents, as well as the glove box as well. You just press that button in the middle and it will open up. There's that action one more time. And then in order to get out of the vehicle, you will press that button and it opens up electronically for the door. And then we also have 2-person memory and easy entry and exit for the passenger side. And then furthermore, coming along the top, we do have that rear view mirror camera, which is really helpful to see over that engine. And then this particular model does have the transparent glass roof. So as you go all the way over, you can see that the roof is glass right there, and you can take this off. This is a Targa top. And back here we've got Stingray embossed in the speaker grill, if you can see it right there. And then a wireless charger. And here's just one more look at this incredible interior. It really is a work of art. And finally, I just wanted to dive into the infotainment system under vehicle to show you kind of what you can do to configure the C8 Corvette. So going into Z mode, you can configure the engine sound, the steering, the powertrain, and brake response. So if you press on this, you can change everything between Tour, Sport, and Track, and you can see a brief description about each thing that it does in the Z mode. So that's what it says about the engine sound. Here's what it says about the steering, powertrain, and our brake response. Then we have My Mode that you can easily configure everything in there as well, with the same settings for the engine sound, but this now we have Stealth, so you can press on that and it's even quieter than Tour. And then steering and brake response. We have climate and air quality, and so you can see the settings right there. This is everything though, can't go down on that one. Here's collision and detection, so we've got blind spot monitoring, the rear park assist, and rear cross traffic, which does show up in the corner of the mirror right there, if you can see that icon. And then for comfort and convenience, we've got the chime, reverse tilting of the mirrors. Going down further, we've got lighting, power door locks, remote start and unlock, so you can have it do all these different little things when you do the remote starter. And this infotainment system is really responsive as well. I'm really pleased with that. We've got a seating position, a teen driver mode. I don't know who's going to let their teen driver drive their C8, but that is a fun feature to see that it's got. And then a valet mode as well. We've got a few apps for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We can download a few more, and here's all the system settings as well. It's a really nice system to have, and it's tilted right towards the driver with a little vent underneath, and so it's really cool to see that in the C8 Corvette. And in order to open up the front or the rear, you just press these 2 buttons right here. You just press on there, and it will open up either of those 2 hatches for you. that's going to complete our full tour and walk around of the 2020 C8 Corvette. If you have any questions about this particular C8 Corvette, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. As always, this is Landers Buys Cars. We just purchased a C8 Corvette, and we are happy to pass this wonderful vehicle on to another one of our customers. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing and liking our Facebook page, as well as following us on Instagram. Thanks again. Bye.